Audio on. Can you guys hear us?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Camera countdown in 3, 2, and 1.
What's up, guys?
It's production time. I'm Reid Stefan, realist puppet on Twitch right now.
And my name's KARRA. And for those of you guys who don't know us, we're a couple. I am dating a puppet. And we are a production duo. And we specialize in vocals, mixing, production, you name it. Reid Stefan, he has an incredible YouTube channel on production. And anything else you would like to add to that?
Well, we're here in our home studio to talk to you guys about the 101 of home recording. And even though we have a lot of gear here, we're going to show you what you can do without a lot of gear.
Yeah.
So this hopefully is for people trying to record their own voices at home, trying to record their own songs.
Yep.
Music producers to record other singers.
Mm-hmm.
So also people learn how to mix too. We're going to get to that later.
Yeah, and we are using our equipment that we use every day, but we also want to show you guys alternatives. For example, this Telefunken microphone, it's quite a bit of money. So if you guys don't have that at home, we'll give you suggestions for great mics that that are affordable that we use as well. And I think we'll give you a little studio tour first.
Yeah, and then at the end, we're going to answer some questions,
too.
We're going to try and answer some questions throughout, but
yeah.
There's also going to be a designated Q&A time.
Yes, for sure. And we'll kind of blow through this as quickly as possible. There's a lot of steps to vocal production. But we want you guys to learn, ask questions, and just have fun. So let's start with a little tour.
Let's go.
I'm going to take this off real quick. Okay. So usually we have our Sony C800 microphone, but unfortunately the tube broke, so we had to send that in to get fixed. So we're using a Telefunken, I think 251 right now.
Yep.
This is a microphone that Beyonce uses quite a bit, a lot of female singers. And the Sony is really great for rappers and male singers as well as anybody else. I use it all the time. But yeah, so we have that. I'm going to come over here and show you guys our hardware. I'll talk into this so you can hear me. So we have a TubeTech compressor, a Vintech audio, and an Apollo 8. And we kind of found this chain on Pensado's place. Right, Reid?
Yeah, it's a combination of a lot of people's recommendations.
Yeah, it was a combination of a lot of really reputable people's recommendations, so that's kind of the route we went. And that's about all I'm going to show you guys. Reid, what kind of speakers do we use?
Let's see. We got ATCs are the big ones.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we got ATC speakers, and they sound incredible. I mean, the definition is just impeccable. The detail that you hear.
Definition is high.
The definition is high, exactly. And we're actually going to be using Ableton today because we know most of our viewers use Ableton. So we wanted to be, hey, get out of the way. Reid's trying to steal the shine right now. So we thought that we would just show it in Ableton. We actually use Pro Tools quite a bit for our vocals and do all of our vocal mixing in Pro Tools. But we figured more producers would find the Ableton session more useful at this moment. So anything else you want to add to our little studio tour, Reid?
Let's see. We got a lot of rainbow lights too.
We have a lot of rainbow lights. We always like to set the vibe. Vibe's actually really important. We're going to get into that later when we talk about our headphone mix. So we have lots of rainbow lights and
lots of vibes.
Lots of vibes. We like to make it smell good. We like to have a cool setup so that people feel comfortable. We got a nice couch back here. So it's really important when even before thinking about doing a vocal session, you want to have the right tools in place. And you also want to have a really fun place to work because that's where people start getting creative and fun. So, all right, let's do it. Let's start with the console app.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's do it. Hang on a second, let me go to my computer real quick.
Yeah. So first, we're going to show you guys how to set up a console app if you have a UAD. If you have an Apollo. And then we're going to also show you how to set up a headphone mix just simply in Ableton.
Let's see, we should be able to do computer screen. Here
there we go.
are.
Perfect.
Wow. The internet is a crazy place. You could do this nowadays. All right.
So do we want to start with console app and
Yeah,
just do a quick run through on our headphone mix? To kind of preface this, headphone mix is probably the most important aspect of your vocal recording session altogether. When a singer comes in and they get to hear their voice processed and it makes them feel like they're on stage, I feel like it kind of brings out a certain energy in their performance that you can't really get otherwise if the headphone mix is either really harsh or super dry. Some people prefer dry vocals, of course, but for people like me who like to have my vocals processed, here is a great vocal chain that you guys can use to set up your mix.
Yeah, so this actually starts with the UAD vocal sauce template. And the only thing that I added that's really different is this new Avalon preamp that came out. And this is a UAD plugin that's supposed to be a preamp, but I'm not actually using it in the preamp slot because I don't want to print it. I just want to hear it in the headphones while the singer sings. And then we're going into Manly Vox Box, which is kind of a whole vocal chain in one. And then this Oxford inflator is because I feel like console plays really quietly. And this makes it feel a little bit louder without being actually louder. So this is just saucing up the headphone mix.
Yep.
We're actually not recording any of these plugins, and none of these plugins are going to be in the actual mix. These are just here to make the headphones sound like the sauce here inside a console.
Yep. And is there any questions on console while we're here?
Oh, yeah. Let me get my Twitch up so I can see what's going on.
All right. Let's see. Oh, well, here's a good question. Someone asked what the acoustic treatment's like here, and we didn't touch on that. So basically, we bought panels off of Craigslist.
Yep.
And all we did, what are they made out of, Reid?
There is a specific kind of foam.
Right.
I can't remember the
exact
name that they gave it, and we simply wrapped it in fabric. We didn't use any wood.
Yeah.
It's just foam wrapped in fabric, and then we use screws to hold it up to the wall, and it's really a simple build.
And we have a couple of them. We have them surrounding the walls, and we also have them on the ceiling. So that's also really important if you guys are going to be doing home recordings. You do want to treat your rooms. It doesn't have to be an expensive treatment. All you have to do is just either make panels yourself or see if you can buy them off Craigslist or something like that.
I actually got one set of these. I'd say 6 out of the 20 panels in this room I got as a kit from this guy, John Hunter Acoustics. And he lives near LA. So if you live near LA and you want someone to make your acoustic panels for you, John Hunter Acoustics products really made my room sound better. And then I moved to a bigger room and just found a bunch more random ones off Craigslist. And that's pretty much what you guys are looking at today.
Right. And we got a question on console. So what's the main advantage of using console instead of your own DAW? That's a good question.
Let's see. I use
latency.
Yeah, I use a lot of
Big one,
plugins.
latency.
I use a lot of plugins.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to what's going on here later. Not far from now. I use a lot of plugins in Ableton, and that makes a lot of latency. And by the time the beat is done, it's time to record a vocal, and there's so many plugins and so much latency that this allows us to bypass all that latency and send clean, well-processed vocals, whatever chain you like goes in here, to your headphones while you sing into this session that's full of plugins. And I usually run my buffer size all the way up, as you can see here.
Right.
So that's
a big advantage.
That's the big advantage is we have no latency with this system. Whereas if we had a normal interface that was not an Apollo, we would have to deal with the way that high buffer sounds, which is latency.
Exactly.
So we're not dealing with it because we're using universal audio today.
Cool. So why don't we show people how to set up a similar thing inside of Ableton without console?
Oh, yeah, easy. That would be... We use this 2 plugins, Auto-Tune, the UAD one.
Yep.
And then this has been my favorite plugin for an entire vocal chain in one. Howard Benson Vocals by JST. This is a really great plugin, and this can do all the things that you would need in your vocal chain. Or if you don't want to get a third-party plugin, you always have the Audio Effect Rack lead vocal sauce. But let's see, this is a new version of Ableton, and none of my racks are in here anymore. So let me go pull that up on a different window real quick. Let's see. Where is it? Products. Souse.
Souse.
Ableton. Lead vocal sauce. I should have brought my own products back into Ableton before starting the live stream. That would have been a great idea. Lead vocal sauce. Drag, drop, boom. So this is an audio effect rack equivalent of what the vocal chain I showed you earlier was doing.
Right. So remember, it's extremely, extremely important to have a good vocal mix while you're recording your singers. You also want to have that prepared before you start your session, so you're not troubleshooting and kind of like depleting the energy in the room. You want to have all of your equipment ready to go. Yeah, and it might sound really simple or just obvious, but a lot of times I've been in sessions and, you know, the equipment wasn't working, or the vocal mix was like distorting and hurting my ears, and that takes a lot of time to get sorted. And
when you have the idea and you have the right way to say it and you're ready to record, but everything else isn't ready to record, you kind of miss the boat. So as you can see, we have all these plugins open and we haven't even listened to anything yet. That's just how we start. With something that sounds kind of almost finished from the starting point. And these are just the two low latency friendly options that I use when I don't have console.
Right. So let's walk through some steps that you take before you actually record me in the studio, Reid.
Okay. So, well, first we need a beat made. Should we hear the beat?
Yeah, why don't we listen to the beat? So before we did this beat, I wrote the top line. So we have a demo vocal already recorded, but we're going to show you how to record it. So we'll mute that for now. Yeah.
Let's see. So I'm going to put click off too.
A. So this is what we're recording over today.
Oh yeah, every text message you get is getting broadcast. So you gotta turn your hopefully I'm gonna text you anything important.
Sorry guys, you're gonna be seeing my texts. Alright, cool. I think that's enough. Alright, cool. So that's the beat that we're recording to today. And yeah, let's walk through how we set up our session to begin with, and any kind of input you have on that. Getting it organized.
I took all the stems that I made in this tutorial yesterday from Luna, which is a new DAW by Universal Audio. And if you have an Apollo, which is what we're using, you can just open it and use it for free. So I wanted to test that out, and I actually made this whole string section and exported the audio, and then I brought it in to Ableton to do my drums. So we got all of our drums coming through Contact, like our disrespectful 808. Our claps coming out of Urban Beats 4. So I love doing my drums in Contact because I switch DAWs a lot, and no matter which software I have open, they're always there with my presets the way that I like them to sound, with my favorite drum kits loaded up. Just like this one, I did a snare out of Urban Beats 4 and just hit it with some R bass to make it a little bit thicker. And yeah, everything else didn't even get any processing. It's just the stems out of Luna. And I didn't even group anything up or really mix it yet. I figured we'd want to do that together. So that's really all I did to set this whole session up. And I kept some of the MIDI in case I wanted to do something with it later, but these don't. This is just the MIDI that I exported from Luna, and then the demo vocal that we recorded. But we want you guys to hear us actually cut the real vocal. So instead of playing the demo vocal, we're going to do that.
So let's start with recording. We have to record enable everything first. That's the first step. And we also want to get our vocal mix right, which we already have. We have our vocal chain ready to go. So that means I'm ready to go, except I need my lyrics.
Oh, and let me put some reverb on in your headphones.
Yeah, so I'm a singer that likes to have a lot of reverb and a little bit of delay. I don't like to record with auto-tune. I add auto-tune afterwards because sometimes the auto-tune kind of like pitch shifts a little bit and it kind of throws me off. So those are kind of the 3 things I like to have.
Yeah, so we just got a track with our demo vocal on it, and then I'm going to just start recording more channels beneath it. Do you want to hear it before we go, or should we just go?
No, I think we should just go. Right. Let me just get my lyrics up real quick. Cool. Okay. Yeah. I was drinking on the island of Hawaii. I had nothing. Whoops, see, messed up. Let's do that again. So say that happens, and then the singer messes up. All you do is just delete, go back, try it again. I was drinking on the island of Hawaii. I had nothing but the sun up on my body. Just celebrating cause I made a bag of money. Now everyone watching me and I can't stop it. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys an example. So I messed up the last bit of that. So instead of recutting the entire thing and recording a bunch of takes, all we're gonna do is just delete the last line and I'm gonna fix it. So can you just delete the last bit? I'm gonna recut that. Nothing but the sun up on my body. Just celebrating cause I made a bag of money. Now everyone watching me and I can't stop it. Yeah. Cool. All right, so let's listen back to that and see if I like it.
Cool. Command X, Command V. Let me put these together, and I'm just going to guess to put my crossfade like somewhere around here.
Someone asked if we plan on switching to Luna, or are you just kind of trying it out?
I was just trying it out. I think it's supposed to be a really minimalistic DAW for people who don't want a bunch of features. So it's fun for that. But I don't plan on switching. It's not really, they're not like trying to get you to switch to Luna. They're trying to offer something like really basic because GarageBand has been gone and there really isn't an equivalent anymore since Apple took GarageBand away. So they figured they would kind of try and be the new GarageBand. Right. So I was checking it out to like see how good you could do with the stripped down thing. And it's actually really good. Yeah.
He made a dope beat with it.
Yeah, so. We're actually listening to it right now.
We're listening to it right now. Yeah. He made this beat in Luna and brought it into Ableton.
And did the drums in Ableton.
And also just kind of a disclaimer, we understand that there's latency and stuff going on, so we're doing our best to keep everything tight and moving. So let's hear this back. I was drinking on the island of Hawaii. I had nothing but the sun up on my body. Just celebrating cause I made a bag of money. Now everyone watching me and I can't stop it. Yeah. Is it just me or do you hear like little noises? I was drinking on the island of Hawaii. I had nothing but the sun up on my body.
I was nudging it while we were listening to
got
it.
You. Okay, well let's show the people the acapella.
Solo it?
Yeah, solo it. I was drinking on the island of Hawaii. I had nothing but the sun up on my body. Just celebrating cause I made a bag of money. Now everyone watching me and I can't stop it. Yeah. Okay, sick. So that take to me sounds really good. Basically, we already had a template created, and that's also really another really important aspect of running a smooth vocal session is having your template, having your mixing headphones ready, because when you're recording and writing, I like to record my melodies and write at the same time. So I'll get on the mic and vibe out, record my melodies, and that's where I get my best ideas, and that's kind of what we're doing here. So I can hear it back, and it already sounds pretty close to finished, and I can see if I like it or not.
Do you want to record another take?
No, I think we should move on to the next part.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's just pick up where we stopped.
Yeah, let's do the pre.
Money, now everyone watching me and I can't stop it. Yeah, every night, every day, I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that it go. Like I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume. Look at me, look at me.
Cool. So we just recorded the next part.
Money, now.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna look and see if there's any questions. What's going on? Okay, so someone's asking me what I do for breaths and all that. Just hold on 1 second.
You
I'm
hold
gonna
your
get
breath. That's what you do.
I'm gonna get to that in just a minute. No, that's all in the editing phase.
Yeah, every night, every
excuse me,
day,
Rich.
I wake up, I get.
Sorry.
I'm gonna show you how to edit, take out breaths, take down harsh consonants and things all in editing. Right now, I'm just focused on getting the best takeout as possible.
All right. Continue.
Let's see. Let's continue.
I gotta pull up. I want to see the comments. I gotta get.
Yeah.
Oh, you're holding my phone.
I'm holding
I was
your
like,
phone.
where did my phone go?
As soon as I finish recording this, you can have it. All right, let's do the next part.
I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume. Look at me, look at me. I got it like good, got this licking fingertips. I'm irresistible. Just sit back with.
Okay, so stop me there. So I did that first half perfectly. I don't want to change anything, but I messed up coming in on that second bit. So I'm just gonna punch in on that second half. So can you show people how you punch in Ableton?
Yeah, when you open Ableton, you don't have a keyboard shortcut yet for the record buttons. You have to set one up. So you hit Command.
Oh, that's really important. Setting up a recording shortcut.
Button. Yeah, you need. And I came up in the Logic days, and I learned to use the letter R for that. So when you hit Command K and then click on the record button, you just then hit the letter R, and that's how you assign it. And then you just hit Command K to get back out of assignment mode. And now we have a record button. So when it's playing,
Irresistible.
then you hit R.
I just sit back, give you whiplash, got you asking how'd you get so powerful.
Cool. All right, so we just recorded our first half of the chorus, or pre, I would consider this. So let's listen back to this, and I'm going to see if I like everything so far, or if I want to let's listen back to the whole chorus.
Every night, every day, I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that it go. Like I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume. Look at me, look at me. I got it like good, got this licking fingertips. I'm irresistible.
Sounds pretty good to me.
I just sit back, give you whiplash, got you asking how'd you get so powerful.
Sick. What do you guys think? I think it sounds pretty good. There's no like weird timing or anything like that, so we're gonna keep it moving. Someone says the 808s are disrespectful.
Yes, they are. I'll show you the proof. Boom.
Boom. Disrespectful 808s.
Doesn't get any more disrespectful than that.
We also have a request for a dancing puppet, so maybe we'll have to fit that in.
Right now I'm an engineering puppet, but as soon as I'm done with that, I'll be a dancing puppet. Don't worry.
That's funny. Oh, someone asked me, what do I drink before I sing? Let me touch on this for a second. So if you're a singer and you're going into a session and you know that you have, a long day of writing and whatnot, you always want to have room temperature water, hot tea with lemon or anything like that. You want to avoid any foods that create mucus, like chocolate, milk, anything heavy, because you want to keep it lubricant. So even eating like potato chips or something oily is good because it keeps that movement going. And a little vocal tip too, you don't want to tire yourself out. So if you're in a session and the vocal producer is, pushing you, if my vocal producer he works me really hard. So sometimes I have to be like, Reid, I'm not doing that. I gotta take a break.
Sing it 10 more times.
I gotta take a break. I need to step away.
11 then.
It's okay to take breaks, and it's actually really important. And it's really important to take lessons. Even going on YouTube, there's some really great channels that teach you how to properly sing. You really want to take deep breaths from your diaphragm. So you'll see, kind of want to look pregnant when you're singing. I always breathe through my nose first, and then when I'm in the middle of a sentence, I change to my mouth. And when I'm reaching really big, high notes, I want to keep everything in the front of my mouth. I don't want to sing through my throat. So, for example, that's really deep in my throat. Hear how light and different that sounds? And I'm also never going to have any injuries to my vocal cords when I'm singing that way. Keeping it in the front of your mouth, cheeks up for most of the time, unless you're doing something stylistic and moody and dark. But it's really important to take lessons. Cool?
That's what she said. I was trying so hard not to say that the whole time.
Oh my gosh, you guys are funny.
That's what cares.
Let's see. Let's see.
That was a thorough answer.
I'm
I
looking
appreciate
to
that.
see if there's any questions. What would you recommend for laptop noise if you don't have an option of having the mic on a different room? Ooh, that's a good question. Laptop noise.
Oh.
Because we used to have that problem too.
Yeah.
And we just recently took out all of the noisy things in our room and put it outside.
Yeah, we ran extension cords out the whole door. You can see under the door.
Yeah,
right
you
there.
can see our cords.
Extension cords.
Yeah, so basically just buy a bunch of extension cords that work with your equipment and set up a little, I guess like a little corner hub outside of your studio so that you don't have that noise problem.
Yeah,
cool.
You're going to need to set up a little place outside of your place for your computer and stuff.
Yeah.
Or run a bunch of extension cords to a screen. Sorry.
It keeps messing up my angles. All right, we're good.
All right. I'm just going to stop touching the camera.
All right.
Back to engineering.
Back to engineering.
I'm better at that.
All right, let's record in this last bit. Okay, so I'm recording in my chorus now.
Sit back, give you whiplash, got you asking how'd you get so powerful.
And throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback. I throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback. Cool. All right, so let's listen to everything that we recorded from the top. And now I'm going to show you guys how I edit and clean up my vocals.
I was drinking on the island of Hawaii. I had nothing but the sun up on my body. Just celebrating cause I made a bag of money. Now everyone watching me and I can't stop it. Yeah, every night, every day I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that I go. Like I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume. Look at me, look at me. I got it like good, got this licking fingertips. I'm irresistible.
Hey.
I just sit back, give you whiplash, got you asking how'd you get so powerful.
Hey, hey.
And I throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback. I throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'll do the ad-libs.
Okay, so basically what we just found out that Reid's gonna do our ad-lib takes. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so let's do some background vocals real quick. Let's go through. I know for a fact I want to do ad-libs, but I'm gonna do ad-libs last. I always do them last. I want to add some harmonies on that singing part.
All right, that would be
Every night.
right there.
Yeah, that part. Okay, so show people how to create new tracks and how you mix background vocals.
Well, we have a track here to create. Once we record something, I'll show them that. So
Okay,
we'll record something and
Okay, so in Ableton, since there's no playlist feature, we want to just create new tracks.
We're going to be making a new track every time we go to make a recording.
Exactly.
From here on out.
Okay, cool. So let's do some harms.
I just sit back, give you whiplash. I just.
I'm gonna get my interval. Okay, ready?
I just sit back, give you whiplash. Got you asking how'd you get so powerful.
Cool. Now for for backgrounds, I always do 2 of everything. So we pan them left and right. So I'm gonna do another harmony.
Cool.
Same harmony, just panning them left and right.
Yep. And let's put this one here and turn it down a little bit. And then put this one here and we'll record on this channel now.
I just sit back, give you whiplash. Got you asking how'd you get so powerful.
Cool. And I also want to, let me hear that first.
I just sit back, give you whiplash. Got you asking how'd you get so powerful.
Alright, I want to add one more harmony. So I'm going to do the same thing, add 2 more tracks.
Alright, let's duplicate these 2 and we'll record it up here.
Cool, let's do it.
Finger. I just sit back, give you whiplash. Got you asking how'd you
One more time?
I'll start you first.
Yeah.
lips out. I just sit back, give you whiplash. Got you asking how'd you get so powerful.
Okay, so I didn't like that last thing that I did, so can you delete that? Let me punch in. Yeah.
Asking how'd you get so powerful.
So basically what I did instead of that other harmony was do the octave up of the lead. And octaves are a really, really good tool to beef up your vocals. So when you're doing a hook or you have a part like this where you want harmonies, do the octaves.
Yeah, it doesn't clutter up the melody because you're not adding more to it.
Exactly. So if a harmony sounds too crazy, just do an octave.
You're just sneaking another layer in.
Sneak in a layer.
Do a sneaky octave.
Do a sneaky octave.
Next time you know what to do? Hit him with a sneaky octave.
All right, let me do the harmony one more time.
I just sit back, give you whiplash. Got you asking how'd you get so powerful.
That sounds sick. So another little trick for background vocals, I always stand further back from the microphone than I typically do for the lead, where I want to be like front and center and have that beefy like bass. For backgrounds, I stand back a bit. Cool. All right, let's hear that.
I just sit back, give you whiplash. Got you asking how'd you get so powerful.
Yeah, that's sick. Hell yeah. All right, so I think that's enough harmonies for that part.
Yep.
Let me hear the before that singing part. I think I want to add a harmony, but if not, we can head on to ad libs.
Actually, I'm gonna switch this to.
All right, let me see if there's any questions. By the way, for those talking about latency, you're not tripping. There is latency, and there is a delay, and we tried fixing it, but we couldn't. So just bear with us.
The delay as short as we could, and that was it. Then we had to start streaming.
All right, let's hear that pre-part.
Put a filter on before this too. I think I need more.
I just sit back, give you whiplash. Got you asking how'd you get so powerful. And I throw it back, way back.
Okay, so I want to do doubles here. So another really, really effective piece of the puzzle for vocal production is doubles. So instead of doing harmonies, sometimes just a simple double will do the trick. So let's look at this hook, this last bit here.
Duplicate. Why does it keep scrolling up when I don't scroll up? That's odd.
Not sure.
Let's see.
See, this is the tricky part about Ableton. It's just impossible to...
And I throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback.
Let me do that again.
From the top?
Yeah.
And I throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback. I throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback.
Sick. Okay, so let's do one more double because we always do left and right panning.
And I throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback. I throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback.
All right, let me hear how that sounds.
Oh, actually, I can leave it.
Throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback. I throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback.
All right, cool.
Take auto tunes off these. We don't need to tune these.
Oh yeah, that's another thing too for rapping.
You don't need to auto tune.
You don't need to auto tune it unless you want that stylistically. You can choose whatever. But
I just sit back, give.
We'll auto tune these.
yeah, for the singing we always auto tune. So, all right, cool.
From the top?
Let's hear it from the top real quick, and then see if we want to add anything else.
I was drinking on the island of Hawaii. I had nothing but the sun up on my body. Just celebrating cause I made a bag of money. Now everyone watching me and I can't stop it. Yeah, every night, every day I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that it go. Like I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume. Look at me, look
Okay,
at me.
so stop it right
I got.
Sorry, I was jamming out.
I think I want to add some doubles into that verse and pre. So start me from the beginning, please.
Yeah, we'll do on this channel.
I was drinking on the island of Hawaii. I had nothing but the sun up on my body. Just celebrating cause I made a bag of money. Now everyone watching me and I can't stop it. Yeah, every night, every day I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that it go. Like I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume.
Okay, can you
Look
stop
at
me? Start me from that pre one more time. I want to add some more doubles in there.
Watching me and I can't stop it. Yeah, every night, every day I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that it go. Like I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume. Look at me, look at me. I got.
You can delete the look at me's at the end. I don't want those doubled. But let's do that all again. And then I think we're good to do ad libs. So type any questions. We'll look at some questions.
I was drinking on the island of Hawaii. I had nothing but the sun up on my body. Just celebrating cause I made a bag of money. Now everyone watching me and I can't stop it. Yeah, every night, every day I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that it go. Like I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume.
Stop it there. I want to do the high octaves on just the way that it go. Like, see that part? I want it to like punch more, so I'm gonna do the high octave.
Every night, every day I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that it go. Like I'm on top.
One more of those.
Every night, every day I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that it go. Like I'm on top of.
Cool. So another thing I want to point out, half the battle in doing a recording session with somebody is getting the performance right. So I always pride myself on thinking of really cool, interesting ways of pronouncing or enunciating words and pronouncing words. So when you hear me say like I was drinking on the island of Hawaii, I had nothing but the sun up on my body. So I wouldn't talk like that, like body.
I was drinking on the island of Hawaii. I had nothing but the sun up on my body.
But it makes it ties it together, and it gives it like this clever, fun, interesting punch
And
to
the
it.
beat has really long, stretched out notes, so
Right.
it contrasts the sounds in the beat well by being quick and percussive,
Yeah.
whereas the beat has like the flowy notes.
Exactly. Let's see. Is there compression on your vocal group?
There is compression on the background vocal group and doubles group, and then on the lead, there is this Howard Benson plugin. This plugin just dropped a week ago, and about a month ago, not a week, and I've been using this religiously. And this is a great all-in-one plugin to, especially when you're trying to keep latency down and you don't want to open up a bunch of plugins.
Yeah.
This is usually the first one I go to. Yeah,
Yeah,
and then on
cool.
the background vocals, we're doing the Souse.
The Souse. And someone asked if I use Vocal Line. I do have Vocal Line, and I was using it for a while, but I kind of found myself getting a little frustrated with the program because it would kind of like edit it weird and kind of mix.
Wasn't doing what we wanted it to
Yeah,
do.
it wasn't exactly doing what we wanted, and we were editing it by hand faster. So I'm going to show you guys how to edit everything after I do these ad-libs.
Yep.
All right, let's do ad-libs now.
Okay, let me make some channels for these ad-libs real quick.
Yeah. So ad-libs are super important. We're going to show you guys a quick, like, how to mix everything after I show you how to edit. So ad-libs get special treatment that we will show you soon.
Let's get a special color, too, for ad-libs.
Ad-libs are like the little, like, sprinkles on top. Makes it pop. Uh-huh. Yeah.
I was drinking on the island of Hawaii. I had nothing but the sun up on my body. Just celebrating cause I made a bag of money. Now everyone watching me and I can't stop it. Yeah, every night, every day I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that it go. Like I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume. Look at me.
So I like everything except for that. Yeah. Let me just.
Bottom line, it's just the way that it go. Like I'm on top.
Here, go back and start me there.
Every night, every day, I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that it go. Like I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume. Look at me, look at me. I got it like good, got this licking fingertips. I'm irresistible. I just sit back, give you a flash, got you asking how'd you get so powerful. And I throw it back, way back, way back. You gon' want another playback. I throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback.
All right, cool. I think I just add my ad-libs now. Let's see. Someone said, Reid, you're literally the best instructor in the game. That's very sweet.
I appreciate it. Kara's doing all the instruction today. I actually have barely said anything, but I appreciate it.
No. See, it's cool. Another really cool thing about music is that you don't have to have so much pressure put on yourself. Like, if you're not good at something, you want to find a teammate or a group of people that you can work with to do those things with. For example, I'm not a technical person. I do know the things that I want to hear in a mix, but I don't exactly know how it works technically, but I've been training vocally my whole life. So Reid and I are a perfect pair because he's been doing tech stuff his whole life and producing, and I've been singing and getting the vibe and energy right to put on a good performance. So makes it
pop.
Find a team.
Speaking of good performance.
Yeah.
Makes it pop.
Okay, people are asking about microphones and audio interfaces they suggest. So let's go through some cool, affordable options for people.
Okay, yeah. The best interface that you can get for cheap is the Focusrite, the red one that everyone has.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
And we just did a video on how to use a Focusrite.
And still sound good.
And still sound like top notch.
Yeah, so we have, in that video also, we're using an AKG microphone, and that's about $300. And I have not tried too many mics that are cheaper than that, but I plan to. Yeah. So I don't have a really great recommendation cheaper than that yet. But for people looking for a great interface, obviously that would be Apollo, and people looking for their first interface, that would be the Focusrite.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to show you guys how to edit this and clean this vocal up. So let's switch spots, Reid.
Okay, and then I'll move the camera over to you.
Or you could be on the camera over here.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, why don't you look at some questions? You can bring this down. And answer some questions while I...
Let's do it.
Okay, guys, so this is part of my portion of the process is editing and cleaning up vocals, which is really important.
You don't think people should see you on camera for this? I can answer questions from the mic. And
Okay. All right, Reid's gonna put me on camera.
Sense for everyone to see my face while you. I'm looking at it on the live stream right now. It's just not making sense to me.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
All
Sorry.
Right,
okay, all right, Reid's gonna figure this out.
Yeah,
okay, so just an overview on basics that I use for editing. In terms of breaths, I don't typically keep all of the breaths. I only keep the ones that are necessary and delete the other ones. And I also take the volume down. So for example, I always take the first breath of a song out because we don't need it. We just want the song to start. So let me show you how to do that.
I was drinking.
See how that breath is like a little bit disturbing? We're going to actually take that out and decrease the fade there.
I was drinking on the island of Hawaii.
Much cleaner. So I'm going to go through and take down all of my breaths. And I also take down any harsh consonants like S's, T's, P's, anything like that because Here, you can have your phone. Sorry, guys. All right, here we go. It makes everything sound a lot smoother when you manually turn the volume down on all those things. So
I was drinking on the island.
So on this S, double this, take that volume down.
I was drinking on the
even things like K. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. And you guys, this seems really simple, and it is. It's supposed to be a simple solution. You don't need all these crazy de-essers and things like that. Even though we do use one de-esser in our chain, it's very, very, very soft.
Drinking on the island of Hawaii.
The most important thing is that your vocal recordings sound clean.
On the island of Hawaii.
So even this F, I'm going to do that too. And while I'm doing this, Reid, you can kind of answer some other questions.
Of Hawaii.
Yeah.
I was just adjusting the camera for 2 minutes straight.
No.
Sorry, guys.
Another really important thing is that I always delete empty space. Like, you really don't need it, and it sounds much better and cleaner if you
Of Hawaii.
And you hear this breath here? I'm taking this breath down. Down, down, down.
Oh, why do you disable warp on the audio? Because we don't need it on, and you can actually hear a little bit of clarity in your recordings come back when you turn warp off. So we leave warp off until we need to pitch or time stretch something.
Yep.
We think the recordings sound less digital.
Right.
Yeah.
Hawaii had nothing but the sun up on my body. Hawaii had nothing but the sun.
Actually, I'm not sure if I
Hawaii had nothing.
Breaths and volume adjustments is because we run a lot of compression in the plugin chain after.
Hawaii had nothing.
It not feel so extreme, even though there's a series of compression working after this.
Exactly. Yeah. These microphones pick up every little thing. So it's important to just either delete, any pops and clicks you hear.
But the sun up.
Just turning down all of the, like this S doesn't need to be this loud.
But the sun up on my body.
Are you using a keyboard command to crossfade the clips? Is that a macro? Yeah, Command F in Ableton will do a crossfade, and you can highlight a stack of vocals and hit Command F too. In Pro Tools, it's just F. We use Pro Tools most of the time.
Body. Celebrating 'cause I'm
gonna actually just mute my ad-libs for now. I don't need those. And I also like to just focus on the lead first and then go back and do all my doubles.
Body.
The most important thing is I have really, really heavy, heavy breaths, and I'm sure a lot of other singers out there do as well. If I didn't turn the volume down, it would sound like I'm drowning.
Just celebrating 'cause
Cool. You can see if there's any other questions while I'm just getting through this.
Yeah, I'm actually going to move the camera
Celebrate.
for people who missed the vocal chain part.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For those of you guys who didn't see the vocal chain, we'll show you.
Celebrating 'cause I'm
And also, Reid is going to show you guys how to do a really, really solid mix on this after I finish editing.
cause
so.
I made a bag of money.
Boom.
Yes.
Cause I made the
We got the Souths. This is a great vocal chain. The hardware was suggested on Pensado's place. That's why we got
cause I
it.
made a bag of money.
And also, this little trick of editing these S's, T's, consonants down, we learned on Pensado's place too. So I definitely recommend watching that.
Money that everyone
Channel's
watch.
the OG of internet tutorials.
It is. It really is.
And just the OG of mixing in general.
Yeah.
Money that money that everyone
Yeah, so what the
watching
camera's
me and
pointing
I
at right
can't
now
stop
is
it.
the hardware
That
the
everyone
vo-
watching
the
me.
voice was recorded through.
Yeah.
And
Money
the white
that
mic
everyone
software
watching me.
first goes into the preamp. Kara, can you point to the preamp so people know what I'm talking about?
Oh.
The the red one, the Vintech.
Yeah.
And so that's a preamp with an EQ on it, and we're using that to low cut the voice and amp it up to the proper volume.
Yep.
And then that goes
Watching me.
above it to the TubeTech CL1B compressor, and we do really, really light compression. The needle barely moves while we're singing
Yes.
or talking. I'm talking through it right
I
now.
can't stop it.
And then it gets recorded down through the Apollo, which is the bottom piece on the stack.
Yes.
And the Apollo just
I
takes the
can't
signal and puts it into your DAW, and that's it.
Cool. Also, I forgot to tell you guys the shortcuts on Ableton for making edits. You have to highlight what you want to edit, like I did here, and then it's Command E to make the edit, and then I'm adjusting the volume just slightly with this little arrow down here.
Stop it. Yeah. Every night, every day.
We got two mics going right now. Whoops. Right now, Kara's talking through this Slate ML1 here.
That was an example of a breath that I deleted because I didn't need it.
Yeah, Kara's
Stop
talking
it. Yeah.
ML1.
Yeah. Every
I also deleted this breath here. It wasn't necessary. But you have to make sure you also don't want your vocals to sound unnatural either. So you do want to have breaths, but you just need to make it as smooth. It's like you're like cheating the system. You're like tricking people to think that it's a natural take when actually there's a bunch of edits and cuts in it and even different vocal takes.
every night, every day. Every day I wake up, I get paid by
Let's see. Oh, yeah, and the mic that she recorded through is this right here. Telefunken 251.
wake up, I get paid.
And, yeah.
Wake up, I get paid.
Talking through this one, and I was talking through this one earlier.
I get paid by them.
Everything else was recorded through this one over here.
Yes. A really big problem I hear in a lot of people's recordings is P's. A lot of people don't turn the P's down.
I get paid by
See how offensive that sounds? I'm going to solo that.
paid by them. I get paid by them.
You want to turn this all the way down so it's not like a p.
I get paid by them.
There's like a little static in here too, so I'm going to
I get paid by them.
Yeah, I feel like the computer was kind of glitching out because we were
Yeah.
live streaming while we were recording. We usually don't get.
We don't usually get weird sounds and static in the background, but it's not. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. It's not that
I
noticeable.
get paid by them line. It's just the way that it go like I'm,
Yeah. Is there any questions on editing, Reid?
it's just the way that it go like I'm on top of my game.
Would a pop filter help too?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Always record with pop filters. Oh, it's glitching out a bit.
It's just the way that it go like I'm on top of
In that folder.
Yeah. Yeah, always use a pop filter, but you also want to do your due diligence and also edit the volume of the clip down.
like I'm on top. I'm on top of my game.
It's really important to have everything smooth and the same volume.
I'm on top of my game. Look,
So.
But my game.
Do you use a gate for noise floor? No, we just
Delete the
make
silence.
sure our room is as quiet as it can be.
Yeah.
And then delete the silence. Oh, can you turn the gain up on my mic a little bit? Turn the red knob up. Sure. Yeah, and then a couple knobs over, the EQ, turn it to 50. Yeah, that one. Perfect. Yeah, I had it low-cutted, and now it's not low-cutted anymore.
Cool.
That's
also a trick too. We change the settings for when we record different people and voices and like parts.
Resume.
Yep. KARRA just EQ'd my voice for y'all.
Yeah, exactly. I did.
Resume. Look at me.
Yeah, I don't want that breath. So, and also I'm fading everything, which is just you're dragging this little square.
Yeah, we don't really rely on de-essers or noise gates to do this for us. I know it looks like we're doing what those plugins do, and we are, but we're doing it manually to make sure that it only does it in the spots that need it, and it doesn't mess up the spots that don't need it.
Yeah.
And you etc.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just even professionals do this. I mean, who was the producer that said he has someone hired just to do this?
Look at me.
Yeah. All right, so it's very tedious work too. I know it's kind of boring to watch. I'm sorry. But this is what it takes to get, radio ready. You really just
go in like this on the lead. We recorded a lot of vocals, but we're not going to go in and be this meticulous with all the other layers.
Good point. That's a good point. I'm going to show you guys how to do the backgrounds in just a second. See, this F is really offensive. I got to take the volume down on this one.
Yeah, someone just shouted out the adjustable desk for holding the iPhone. That's hilarious. Yeah, shout out to the desk
that's
holding the phone right now.
That's so funny. Yeah, guys, I know it's actually was a lot of work getting all of this to correctly sync up and stream to you guys. So. I hope it's working, Aurel. Okay.
It's great streaming to keep up the good work, so we must be doing something right.
Okay, good. Awesome.
We appreciate y'all for watching.
Yeah. We do.
Does it say how long we've been streaming for?
Yeah, I think we probably are
just past 1 hour.
Yeah. So, we're gonna try and keep it like to an hour and a half for this stream. Yeah, exactly. So, I want to take this breath down. This is honestly the long part. I just sit back, give you a flash, got I also like to do long fades on some of these to kind of ease out the ending and not cut it off too short.
Start a Twitch channel.
Ooh.
Maybe
I think we should.
Yeah, I usually
to be honest,
on YouTube, but it's not. This is lit.
We've been live streaming on Instagram too. We did this last week, and we had a lot of fun. I think we should.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah. Any other questions while I'm doing this?
Yeah, we can.
Ask your questions, guys.
Better than Instagram. Yes, Instagram.
It is way better.
Instagram streams.
Just sit back, give you a flash, got you.
What do you guys think about the Pirates of the Caribbean
flute going this whole time that you've been listening to for the last hour?
We're also going to do a tutorial on how to record in Luna on this same song.
Yeah, we should do this song in Luna. That would be really useful to people because a lot of people have an Apollo and don't even have a great DAW yet.
Mm-hmm.
You asking how'd you get so powerful?
We're getting close, guys.
Asking how'd you get so powerful?
Reed, do you use Logic? No, I don't. I honestly
used to.
I used to, and I didn't think I sounded very good. And honestly, every time I use Logic, I still don't think I sound very good. So I just try and avoid using it.
So powerful.
It's really popular.
Yeah.
I just have a hard time sounding good.
Okay.
Maybe that means I suck. I know. I'll take full credit for that. But, I don't know. The stock plugins that come with Ableton and the stock plugins that come with Pro Tools really help me sound good.
Oh yeah. What are some key stock plugins? I mean, you're gonna touch on it in the mix, but maybe just off the top of your head, what kind of plugins you like to use?
Oh, the Ableton stock plugins are number one.
And
Like I said,
throw
Pro
it back.
Tools stock plugins usually on when I'm mixing vocals.
Yeah.
They sound really good.
Right.
And throw it back, way back.
Oh, actually, in the take that we did before. Oh, what did I do?
What happened?
I tried to unmute this
Oh.
and this isn't Pro Tools. I'm doing a Pro Tools. How
You
do
did
I?
a Pro Tools keyboard shortcut.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
The number 0 is the
Zero.
mute.
I'm sorry, guys. To unmute things in Ableton, it's 0.
So you're doing Pro Tools keyboard shortcut. Ableton.
I did a take before that I really liked, so I'm gonna actually drag this down instead.
Throw it back, way back.
Yeah, see, I had a way cooler tone on this old take, so I'm gonna pull this one down instead. Let me hear this one.
Throw it back, throw it back, throw it.
Oh, what do you think about those vocal booths that are like a half circle around the mic? Run and hide when you see one of those things because it's not going to sound good.
Oh yeah, please don't use those
Yeah.
eyeball things. They don't.
Or the eyeballs.
No, the eyeballs. I don't even know what the hell they are, but you don't have to.
Throw
No,
it back,
just make your room
way
sound
back.
good for your speakers and
You
for
gon'
your
want
mic by
another
putting
playback.
medium
Throw it
price
back,
or cheap acoustic
way
equipment
back.
up, and you'll do
You
way
gon'
better
want
than any eyeball or any shield. And
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, your vocals sound so much better just recording in the room.
Yeah.
Just record in the room and treat your walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Throw
not
it
going
back,
to block the problem,
way back.
even though they claim to.
You gon' want
They're
another
simply
playback.
You
Throw
have
it
to
back,
block the problem at
way
your
back.
walls.
Throw it,
It's the
throw
truth.
it back, way back. You gon' want another playback. Throw it back,
Rock wool, that's what it's called.
way
That's
back.
what the song is called.
You gon' want another playback.
Yeah.
Rock wool.
Yeah.
Wrapped in fabric. That's it.
Thank you.
You gon' want
Oh,
another
can you click my voice
playback.
up one more? They said my voice is still pretty quiet. How about that, guys?
Does that
should
sound
be better.
All right, I'm almost done with this, guys.
Playback. You gon' want another playback. Throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback.
So another really important thing too is when you're in the studio recording, you want to be creative with it. So you can make lots of really cool sounds with your mouth. And when I was singing this earlier today, I just did this really cool like thing. It's like a and we kept it because it sounded really sick. So it's important. You can create your own effects.
Throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback.
It's pretty cool.
Can you turn Ableton down a little bit in the very bottom right corner where it says -7?
Yeah.
Change that to like -12 or something, and that might help our voice be overpowered less, and that should help. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. While we're
Throw
editing
it back,
this, cool.
way back.
Yeah.
You gon' want another playback.
Okay, so I just edited my whole entire lead.
Someone called you KARRA Scott.
I like that. I like that. Okay, so I'm gonna do my backgrounds now, guys. So, all these doubles, basically all I'm gonna do is just delete the silence and the breaths, and that's basically it. When you have a singer that has a hard time singing things the same way, then that's when you're gonna have to do crazy, intricate edits. But you know, I'm KARRA Scott, so I sing right on time.
And she edits her own singing.
My own singing.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
use
know
the
why I
restroom.
just did it. All right, go use the restroom.
Everyone
Give me
watching
1
me
minute.
and I can't stop it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna delete this because it wasn't the same thing.
Now everyone watching me and I can't.
I'm gonna turn this back up so you can hear.
Now everyone watching me and I can't stop it. Yeah.
So I'm basically just making fades on these and deleting all the space and silence and breaths in between.
Every day I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that it goes.
See all of this breath here? You want to just delete all of this. You don't need it. You don't need this. Just fade this out.
line. It's just the way that it go. Like I'm on top of my game.
And backgrounds, especially with something like this that's more of like gang vocal, it doesn't have to be lined up perfectly. Like the vibe is to be offbeat.
And it's just the way that it go. Like I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume. Look at me. Look.
All right. I actually am going to delete the doubles at the end here because I want it to sound a bit different. And then I'm going to just delete that, making sure everything's faded right.
It's just the way that it go. Like I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume. Look at me. Look at me. I got it like good. Got this.
All right, that all sounds good. I'm going to do these BGVs over here now. So once again, we're going to listen to this and you're going to hear all the breaths and how messy it sounds. You want to delete all of that. You don't need it.
I just sit back, give you a flash, got you asking how'd you get.
Once again, you're going to delete all these breaths because make it sound messy. You don't need that, so I'm deleting it, fading this all.
We're back.
We're back in action. I'm so close to being done. I just gotta do ad-libs now. So, oops. All right.
You guys are witnessing a full, proper cleanup.
Yeah, full proper cleanup. Exactly. Okay, so I just.
Throw it back, way back.
Okay, so I'm gonna do.
Favorite headphones for mixing are the ones that Kara's wearing right now. My white headphones.
Audio Technicas.
I'm just kidding. My white Audio Technicas.
Audio Technicas are
M50X or whatever.
Yeah. I use Audio Technicas as well on everything.
You gon' wanna
When's the next stream with Jaws?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm going to ask him if we want to do another one, but luckily everybody loved the song that we did and we're actually shopping it to labels at this as we speak. So it's going to come out, which I'm stoked about.
Way back, you gon' want another playback.
All right, so I cleaned up all my backgrounds. Now I just got to do my ad-libs.
Someone asked, where did we come up with the lyrics?
Ooh, we wrote the lyrics earlier today and yesterday in our studio right here. And we wanted to do something fun for you guys to keep you interested. So we were like, let's do this Pirates of the Caribbean like rap song.
I made this beat on YouTube 2 days ago. Mm-hmm. And she heard it and loved the flute and was like, I want to sing over that. And I said, really?
Okay, but the most creative and weird things are the biggest hits. I'm sorry. Like,
I can't stop it now.
I always like to push the envelope, but I'm actually working on my project. I have a few things that we can talk about right now. First of all, the fact that we're even on SpliceTV is because I work with Splice quite a bit, and I have my own vocal label on Splice, and it's called KARRA Presents. And it kind of stemmed off of the success of my first 2 packs that I actually recorded myself as the singer. And now I'm recording other singers. So I just put out a pack with Dylan Matthew and also Heather Sommer that just came out a couple weeks ago. And, you know, they're doing really great. They've been charting, which is awesome. So if anyone here has downloaded them, thank you so much for the support. Me and Reid also made KARRA for Serum, where we made serum sounds out of my voice, like wavetables. And we also are working on some new products for you guys on Splice that are going to be coming out pretty soon. So yeah, thanks and shout out to Splice for even having us today. And I'm hoping that you guys are all, you know, signed up with Splice. If you're not, you better pay that $8 a month and have access to the best samples in the world because it's such a good deal. Honestly. Let me hear this. Let's see. And then I'm also working on my own pop project too. And I would love to tell you guys more about it, but I want to surprise you a bit.
Fingertips, I'm irresistible.
Also for ad-libs, I always delete S's. I always delete breaths. You don't need them. just clouds everything up and makes everything sound messy if you have them there. But in the comments, let me see who's downloaded my packs on Splice. I'm curious to see how many of y'all have been using them. Okay, so I don't like this one here.
Sit back, give you whiplash, got you asking how'd you get so powerful.
All right, cool. So all of the ad-libs I recorded, I'm not going to keep all of them.
A lot of people said they
well,
used your
I just
packs.
deleted them. I'm just
Oh, and Kara deleted everything. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate you checking out the Twitch stream. We hope.
Wait, how did I delete it? All. Did I really delete it all?
No, you just scrolled like over away from the song somehow.
Oh.
I'm just kidding, you guys.
Oh my god, my heart. You have no idea. My heart just sank. My stomach just sank. Wait, where are my vocals? Oh, here. Okay, I'm gonna.
People like that one.
That was a bad. See, I don't keep all the ad-libs because they don't all sound good. So I'm keeping the ones that make me sound like Mariah Carey.
Got you asking how'd you get so powerful. Come on, throw it back, way back.
All right, guys, just one more minute and we're done with the editing portion.
Come on, throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback. Throw it back.
Oh my gosh, I keep doing that.
All right, guys.
Okay, I know what's happening. I keep trying to zoom in and I keep hitting another keyboard shortcut.
There's a button called end and it's right next to the delete button.
That's exactly what it is.
It's easy to accidentally hit the end button. I think that goes to the end of the session.
Yeah, so that's what's happening. I'm sorry.
Pro tip.
Pro tip.
You gon' want another playback. Throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback.
I'm gonna delete all those.
Playback. Throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback. Playback. Throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback.
She's zooming in using plus and minus shortcut.
Yeah, plus and minus is how you zoom in and out.
Hawaii, nothing but the sun up on my body. Celebrating cause I made a bag of money. Now everyone watching me and I can't stop it. Living that every day. I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that it go like that. I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume. Let's go. Look at me. I got it.
All right, I think we're good, guys. Let's start mixing.
Is it my turn now?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Reid's turn.
All right.
All right, we're gonna.
Yeah, let's switch seats.
All right, how do you want to do this? All right, we're getting close to the finish line now. Okay. Turn that down.
Okay, let's mix.
Mixing time.
All right, so I actually haven't had my headphones on for the last couple minutes because I was looking at the questions. So let me give this.
Sounds
I know you guys have heard this a couple times, but believe it or not, I got some fresh ears right now, so let's check it out.
I was drinking on the island of Hawaii. I had nothing but the sun up on my body. Celebrating cause I'm.
I wonder if I can solve this popping and clicking by freezing. You know what? I'm not even going to mess with it. Let's just roll with it. All right, anyways, so let's jump into the first plugin. I actually have auto-tune on where I need it. Let's show automation and make sure that I don't need to edit this now that we've finished editing the vocal. Make sure that there's singing where the auto-tune is on and rapping where the auto-tune
Let's go. Look at me. I got it.
Oh, that's the click right there. That's the auto-tune is pausing or causing the click. Let's try and automate a different button. Delete automation. Mixing 101. All right, let's try this button instead.
top of my game. Look at my resume. Let's go. Look at me, look at me. Look at me. I got it like good goddess. Lick your fingertips. I'm irresistible.
Actually, can we delete that first? Ad lib? Yeah, just delete that one. Yeah. Yeah, I missed it. Missed that one.
All right, and let's also start by grouping these by instrument. So I want to make
Reed's
sure.
way too quiet again.
Oh no. Hang on, let me turn my mic up in console.
All right, we're gonna fix that first before we get.
We're gonna fix everything, guys. Don't worry. We're gonna fix everything.
I'm sorry. It is a lot.
Can
going
you hear
on.
me?
Oh my god.
Let's see. Oh wait, let's turn this one up. Check one. I'm just kidding. Check 1, 2. Let's just go like that. That should be better. We're just gonna sauce this. Oh, I know why. It's because I got no sauce on my voice. Let's put some sauce on here.
Put some sauce on there.
The manly sauce box. Let's go. Let's do it. All right. Let's pick up where we left off. So we deleted that ad lib. I hope everybody can.
Drinking on the island of Hawaii. I had nothing but the sun up on my body. Just celebrating cause I made a bag of money. Now everyone watching me and I can't stop it. Living that every day. I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that it go. Like I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume. Look at me, look at me. I got it like good goddess. Licking fingers.
For those of you asking if we can like outline the steps, we will definitely talk about how we can outline or make more videos to put on YouTube so that you guys can rewatch and
Yeah.
So
what I just did was consolidate the work into groups, and the beauty of Ableton is obviously groups within groups, so easy with Command G. And then I like to make my mix sums gray and my instrument tracks different colors, and this will be vocals. And that way, if I want to put a plugin on the whole, you name it, I could just put it here, or I can open up and do some work within on a specific sound. So now that we have this thing all grouped up, let's just take a listen to where everything's in and see if we like the balance of everything.
Got it like good goddess, licking fingertips. I'm irresistible.
Cool. So I actually really like the way that this plugin sounds. I'm just not going to use it for my effects, so I'm just going to turn off all the things that would make this a wet signal. It's just to keep it dry. And yeah, this is pretty much how I want to keep my signal going through here. And this is actually going to do most of the work. The only thing that I really want to add is the FabFilter Pro Q, so that I can do some filters in certain spots, and I'll use the third one.
Got it like good goddess, licking fingertips. I'm irresistible. I just sit back, give you whiplash, got you asking how'd you get so powerful.
I might actually automate this in certain spots of the song. So I'm just going to click on this knob, hit the letter A. Sorry, I didn't mean to rock block you there.
Look at me, look at me.
Right there, we're going to do
look at me, look at me.
a nice low cut right there. I love automating my low cuts to make different things happen throughout the song.
Look at me, look at me. I got it like good goddess, licking fingertips. I'm irresistible. I just sit back, give you whiplash. I just sit back, give you whiplash. Got you asking how'd you get so powerful. Come on. Throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback. way back. You gon' want another playback.
Sick.
Hell yeah, that sounds sick.
Yeah, we're already doing really good here.
Throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback. Throw it back.
Maybe another.
Someone asked, do you prefer the Pro Q over Infinity EQ?
I haven't even actually opened Infinity EQ yet. They were trying. I was doing a demonstration at the NAMM show with Steven Slate, and they were trying to show it to me, and then this dog came up to me and attacked me, and I didn't fully get to see it, so I haven't actually opened it since, because I still have that bad PTSD associated with that plugin. So I'll get it.
Caught on camera.
Yeah.
You guys can watch his vlog.
Go watch my NAMM 2020 vlog, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
You gon' want
It was violent.
You gon' want another playback. Throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback.
Hell yeah, that's sick.
All right. So I think we're just gonna stun on them with some delays real quick.
Oh.
So the way that I'm going to do that is by putting a delay plugin that I like into a rack. And since everyone's got Ableton, that means everyone's got the Ableton Echo. So let's rack this bad boy up, and we're actually going to create a rack of delay throws. And we'll keep this chain dry. And this will be, let's do a quarter note delay for starters.
Someone asked if you're using your vocal sauce on the chain right now.
I'm using my vocal sauce on the background right here. We're going to get to that later.
Okay,
and
cool.
on the
so not
doubles.
on the lead just yet, yeah.
Yeah, not on the lead just yet. We're using this plugin, and I figured you guys wanted to see like a lead chain come together. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to put like a pre-made thing on here.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we're going to make a chain right now for the lead.
Cool.
So let's continue down the path.
Drinking on the island of Hawaii. I had nothing but the sun up on my body. Just celebrating cause I made a bag of money. Now everyone watching me and I can't stop it. Yeah, living that every day. I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that I go. Like I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume. Look at me, look at me. I got it like.
Oh, and now we're going to put some grit on these things, because gritty delays go really well with rap vocals.
Drinking on the island of Hawaii. I had nothing but the sun up on my body. Just celebrating cause I made a bag of money. Now everyone watching me.
Phase invert just to make them even more different than the original signal, and even a little bit of reverb too, just a short reverb.
Drinking
Someone
on the
said
island
rock
of
block
Hawaii.
incoming.
I had nothing but the sun up on my body. Just celebrating cause I made a bag of money. Now everyone watching me and I can't stop it. Yeah, living that every day. I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that I go. Like I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume. Look at me, look at me.
All right, so now for this part, I want to do a mute on these. So I'm going to do a show automation, and we're going to do a real dry look at me, look at me.
Way that I go, like I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume. Look at me, look at me.
Actually, instead of a complete mute, I might just turn off the send to it. So let's just not have any. Oh wait, I can just automate the input right here. Perfect. Does this go down? Oh, it doesn't go all the way down. All right. Well, since that doesn't go to 0, we're going to use this.
Way that I go, like I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume. Look at me, look at me.
Boom. And now we just muted the input to our echo with a utility. How about that?
Way that I go, like I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume. Look at me, look at me. I got it like a goddess, licking fingertips. I'm irresistible.
All right, and now this spot needs a quarter note delay to make it feel more.
Also, can you also delete that ad lib as well? I think I want to keep, save that moment. Yeah. There you go. Thank you.
And now back to the delays. Half note is what I want next.
Someone said, "Where's Johnny Depp's verse?"
That's going to be the remix. This is the most Pirates of the Caribbean flute to ever be played.
Drinking on the
All right, so now we're going to use the automation on this to just turn it on right here.
Got this licking, got it like good. Got this licking fingertips. I'm irresistible.
And then off right here. I just want to put a slow delay on the slow lyrics.
You're so powerful.
And so we'll just
That makes sense.
Yep.
Slow and slow.
Yep. We're gonna do a couple more too.
You're so powerful.
I think this might be too loud. Same with this.
Someone asked how we send vocals to DJs, if we send dry or wet. We always send finished mixed vocals. So what
Yeah.
we're doing now, it's really important. If you're a singer and you're trying to get songs cut with DJs, you have to have a final vocal mix, or
Yeah,
else
send them
people
something
can't.
they don't need to touch.
Send them something they don't need to touch, and also it's hard for people to hear through a bad mix. So
Yeah. So get your demo sounding good, and don't send it with a demo disclaimer. Say, here it is.
here, no disclaimers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ditch the disclaimers. You'll do a lot better.
I got it like good. Got this licking fingertips. I'm irresistible.
You ever sidechain your delays, Reid?
Yeah, this plugin is actually doing the built-in sidechain. It's called ducking, and it's on the character tab if you have this. And this is why I love this plugin, because a lot of delays are sleeping on the ducking, but we're running and ducking these echoes right now.
Irresistible. I just sit back, give you whiplash. Got you asking how'd you get so powerful.
And then there's already a built-in quarter note delay here on the sauce that's on the background vocals, so let's just use
You're
it.
so powerful. Throw it back, way back, you gon' want another playback. Throw it back, way back, you gon' want another playback.
Another thing I'm going to do inside this very first plugin is automate this grit knob, and we're going to add some grit to this final hook thing to make it feel like it's really the hottest part of the song.
Throw it back, way back, you gon' want another playback. Throw it back, way back, you gon' want another playback.
Hell yeah.
At the moment, his sauce is only on the backgrounds because he wanted to show you guys how to build a lead chain. So.
Yeah. The lead chain is, I'm using the filter out of this because this plugin doesn't have one, but I really like this plugin a lot for the way it EQ and compresses a vocal.
Yeah.
And then
what's it called, Reid?
It's called Howard Benson Vocals.
Yeah, Howard Benson Vocals. That is a definite must-have.
Yeah, by JST. Yeah. Definite must-have. And then instead of using, there is a built-in delay and reverb, but I'm not using it. I'm doing my own here in a rack so you guys can see the souse.
The souse.
Speaking of reverb, I didn't even add any reverb to this yet. I'm tripping. All right. I'm going to put my favorite one on here, Verb Suite Classics by Slate. Actually, I'm going to do the reverb in its own rack so that the delays have this reverb on it too. Because if I put it in there, the delays would be super dry. So let's have everything have some reverb.
Yeah. Cool. And someone asked what your philosophy about delay is.
Well, we picked some to kind of be on the whole time, but it's really subtle. So the quarter note is getting pretty much the whole vocal, but we have the plug-in ducking so that you really only hear it in the gaps that the plugin detects. So and then we put a half note, a slow delay in during the slow lyrics during this chorus. So as your vocal changes, your delays change.
Delays too. If you make EDM music and the drops, and when the vocals are going into the drops, it's really important to have a really, really cool delay kind of filling in that space in the instrumental too. You want to use it as like an instrument.
Yep. And let's see what we're going on.
Nothing but the sun up on my body. Just celebrating cause I made a bag of money. Now everyone watching me and I can't stop it. yeah. Every night, every day, I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that I go. Like I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume. Look at me, look at me. I got it like good, got this licking finger.
I think during this part, I want that quarter note echo to be slightly more noticeable.
Finger, got it.
So from here up.
Got it like good, got this licking fingertips. I'm irresistible. I just sit back, give you whiplash. Got you asking how'd you get so powerful. Throw it back
This part's we tried.
Yep. Yeah.
So basically, on the singing parts, we like to add reverbs and stuff, but on rapping, you want to keep the reverbs to a minimum.
Yep. And now let me turn. Let's see. I had an idea with Little Altar Boy in this part.
Sit back, give you whiplash. Got you asking how'd you get so powerful.
That's cool. We get that mix Can you move Little Altar Boy down because my box is covering it.
Oh.
Move it down a bit.
Yep. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to block the sauce. Didn't mean to rock block you all.
Reid and his little
Sit back, give you whiplash. Got you asking how'd you get so powerful. Throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback. Throw it back,
No, the rainbow ball. Oh, there we go.
We've been doing so good without any
I know.
problems. Please, we're almost done.
My computer's out there just straight up melting in the hallway right now.
Throw it back, way back. You gon' want another playback.
And let's see what's going on here.
Any recommendations for beginner DAW users? Like which? Luna.
Yeah.
So Luna's a good recommendation.
Luna is the beginner DAW for sure because GarageBand's gone.
But you also need an Apollo for that. So.
True, you do need an Apollo. But trust me, you want an Apollo anyways.
You want an Apollo anyway, so if you want to invest in something, invest in an Apollo and then use Luna, which is free with, well, it comes with it.
Look at my resume. Look at me, look at me. I got it like good, got this licking fingertips. I'm irresistible.
Why are you automating utility rather than the delay?
Because I want to be able to pick what gets sent to the delay. So this was basically picking like on or off switch for sending the audio to the delay. Because I only want the quarter notes during this part. Cool. Yeah, and I don't want you to hear the echoes getting turned off. I want them to just echo out naturally. Like they're still echoing over here. If I did this with the volume knob, they would have just died right here.
Fingertips, I'm irresistible. I just sit back, give you whiplash. Got you asking how'd you get so powerful.
And now I'm going to do a really cool little Altar Boy trick on one of these background vocals, and I love doing this.
Cool. Let's aim to wrap up the mixing in the next 10 minutes so we can answer some more questions.
Yep.
And then we are signing off. Whoa.
So very people use robot mode on Little Altar Boy. People just leave it in transpose mode, but robot mode is really useful because it turns no matter what note you sing through it into one note, and you pick that note with this knob. And I use that to kind of create a vocoder layer. And let's just see what this sounds like.
I just sit back, give you whiplash. Got you asking how'd you get so powerful.
Now, instead of putting it on here, I might just put it on the powerful.
Throw it back, way back.
Make a duplicate of this. Do a harmony on this ad lib with this instead of having it on the whole time. We're making a crazy custom ad lib right now.
Ooh. Yeah, ad libs need special treatment, like I said.
Boom. And then this one's going to be... See how we just made a harmony to that? It's a little Altar Boy robot mode.
asking how'd you get so powerful? Throw it back, way back up. You gon' want another.
And then finally, these ad-libs got to be moving side to side. So we're going to use, got to use Pan Man.
Pan Man.
Because I'm not trying to do a bunch of automation. Done.
Powerful. Throw it back, way back up. You gon' want another playback. Throw it back,
We're using UAD
way
auto-tune
back
for those
up.
who ask.
You gon' want another playback. Drinking on the island of Hawaii. I had nothing but the sun up on my body. Just celebrating cause I made a bag of money. Now everyone watching me and I can't stop it. Yeah, every night, every day I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that I go. Like I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume. Look at me, look at me. I got it like a goddess, licking fingertips. I'm irresistible. I just sit back, give you whiplash. Got you asking how'd you get so powerful?
We're going to do something cool with this during those singing lines. And then I'm done, I promise. I just wanted to hit it with some sauce.
No, we got to.
One time. And then we're gonna hit the rate with some automation
Oh, that's
too.
sick. I love that.
Yep. Trust me, the people can wait. Tell me that ain't sick.
That's sick.
Just sit back, give you whiplash. Got you asking how'd you get so powerful?
Let's do that same thing right here too.
Throw it back, way back up. You gon' want another playback. Throw it back, way back up. You gon' want another playback.
That's
Hell
blazing
yeah.
hot.
That's blazing hot. Love that.
All right. Should we play it one time from the top for the people?
First, let's play it from the top, and then we're gonna answer a couple questions before we're completely finished. We'll probably answer for the next 15 minutes, so we don't go past 2 hours on this stream. And yeah, but we want to rock out to the song first, and let us know what you think.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Turn it a little bit.
Yeah, let's turn it on.
I was drinking on the island of Hawaii. I had nothing but the sun up on my body. Just celebrating cause I made a bag of money. Now everyone watching me and I can't stop it. Yeah, every night, every day I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that I go. Like I'm on top of my game. Look at my resume. Look at me, look at me. I got it like a goddess, licking fingertips. I'm irresistible. I just sit back, give you whiplash. Got you asking how'd you get so powerful? Throw it back, way back up. You gon' want another playback. Throw it back, way back up. You gon' want another playback.
Yes.
There we have it, guys.
Who has any questions?
Well, yeah, so there we have it. That's our song. We only wrote a half song just for the purpose of the stream, and I know some of you guys are asking if we're gonna release this and stuff.
Probably.
But we probably will at some point. I'm working on a pop project, so maybe, later down the line we'll get this out. But
Yeah, and if you want to see me making the beat, the very last video I posted
Yes.
on YouTube was me making this beat from scratch, and
Yeah.
it took 13 minutes.
Exactly. So yeah, watch that. So let's just do a couple questions before we are finished today, and yeah, ask away. Let's see the lead vocal chain.
Oh, yeah,
Someone
absolutely.
asked.
Let me
So
let me show
we're
you that
gonna
one
put
more
up the
time.
chain.
Yeah, so the auto tune is off for the most of it.
Yes.
But that goes into low cut.
Drinking on the island of Hawaii. I had nothing but the sun up on my body. Just celebrating cause I made a bag of money. Now everyone watching me and I can't stop it. Yeah, every night, every day I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that I go like.
Sorry, it's getting really quiet and really loud when I turn this plugin on and off, but
Yeah.
it's doing a lot. It's doing the most, obviously.
Yeah.
And then all the wet stuff is coming from this rack.
Drinking on the island of Hawaii. I had nothing but the sun up on my body. Just celebrating cause I made a bag of money. Stop it. Yeah, every night, every day I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that I go like. I'm on top of my game, look at my resume. Look at me, look at me. I got it like a goddess, licking fingertips. I'm irresistible. I just sit back, give you whiplash. Got you asking how'd you get so powerful.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's the lead vocal chain.
So that's the lead vocal chain, guys. So some of you guys are commenting on how like Reid's moving really fast. I move really fast too in terms of singing. It just takes a lot of practice, and we've been working together for years, so that's the only reason why we can get this out this quickly. It just takes practice, and it takes finding a team.
The closest thing, we're using this on the background vocals right now, but the closest thing out of all stock Ableton plugins is this. And I use this all the time on my background vocals too, because I usually just don't want to use the extra CPU of actual VST plugin. So this would be the closest thing, because this has pretty much all of those things, but just made out of stock plugins.
Cool.
It's got the effects rack, some reverbs, all that stuff.
Yep.
Available at wholeloops.com.
And available at wholeloops.com. For those asking if they can post this on Instagram, of course, this is a live stream. It's out there in the world. You can post it wherever you want.
It probably already is.
Are we going to do a stream again? Well, I think it's time for us to make a Twitch channel and just do this regularly so that you guys can...
Reid Stefan will be the Twitch username.
What about Reid and KARRA?
Well, don't we both can't two accounts stream together?
We're gonna we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that.
That's what we're gonna do.
Okay, let's see. What is some people are asking how to the biggest trick for getting the vocals to sit the best over a track, like how to...
Oh, we'll produce the track knowing what kind of vocal is going to end up over it, and avoid instruments that lie in that same octave and lie in that same frequency area. So the flute is really washed out with reverb and filtered. The strings are really low, and the drums are really quick. So that leaves a lot of space for her voice to not even really need much adjustment.
Yep. Next question. How many plugins do you guys use for a song? On average.
Let's see. We're using this just on the vocals.
We use a lot.
And then these are all on the background vocals. And that's one of those is on all of these. A lot of plugins, that's just on the voice. And then obviously all these were plugins when I produced the beat yesterday in Luna, but then I printed them as audio. That came from Shape by UAD. It's an instrument that they just dropped. And then all these drums are coming out of Contact. And like, for example, the kick is coming out of Hot Tropics 1. And these are all Whole Loops drum kits, and they come with a Contact library that you can import so they're ready to play. So you can just put some MIDI, open it up. So that's really the plugins that I use the most is my vocal chain and my Contact instruments for my drums.
Yep. Let's see. What's your favorite auto-tune for singers who are very pitchy? I use Melodyne, but find it's time-consuming. Yeah, we actually don't use Melodyne whatsoever. If we have any pitch problems, I just simply focus on that one note with either just like fixing the tuning in Ableton or using the Pitch 2 plugin in Pro Tools.
We use this one.
And we use the UAD auto-tune. We think it sounds the best. We've used different ones in the past, but I like this one on my voice. Yeah. And all the sample packs that I've made on Splice for my label, KARRA Presents, Reid mixes those as well. So they have all of the sauce, all the chains. So if you guys are looking,
Printed in there.
Printed in there. So if you're looking for vocals to fill up your productions, those are really great options. There's tons of samples.
We can scroll through some of them right now.
Yeah, why don't we pull up some? Yeah.
These are all vocal one-shots that we made out of Dylan's voice.
Yep. We put out Dylan Matthews' pack months ago. It's amazing. Dylan Matthews
Sounds
amazing.
cool.
Yeah. Oof.
Actually, that's kind of the same trick that they just saw us do on that other note.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then we have actual hooks and full loops and stuff like that.
Yep.
Pre-made vocal chops, or if you want to chop it yourself, you can load in a long phrase and chop that up.
Yep.
Yep.
Awesome.
So,
and then why don't you play a couple of Heather's samples?
Yeah.
So we just we released Heather's sample pack
let's play the dry
last
ones.
week.
Let's do some loops.
So we have lots of cool options in there.
That one's really cool. That one would actually work in this song.
Yeah, whatever. So somebody asked, when laying down vocals on a beat, do you have the beat mastered or just mixed? That's a good question.
I don't really put mastering plugins on it until the very, very end. So just mixed. There's nothing on the master channel. I literally just leave it clipping and mix it like that, and then figure it out at the very end if I even want to put a limiter on it or a master chain. I try and just make it sound as good as you can in the mix, because you could do really good with no mastered plugins on at all and just print it clipping. And as long as you mix it where the amount of clipping isn't bad, then you have a good sounding mix.
Cool. We have 10 more minutes, so let's get a few more questions in. Someone said, how do you color your 808 track with that red? My red is way brighter.
I don't know. These are just the colors that come with Ableton, or maybe mine's just more disrespectful.
He has a way
I'm
more
not really sure.
computer.
I got a way more disrespectful 808 probably. That's the only thing I can think.
Okay, so someone said, guys, thank you so much for all the content. My girlfriend is a singer and we want to make a sample pack. Can you guys give us any tips? Yes, we can. I think the most important thing is to have a pack that has a wide variety of samples, because you want people from all genres of music to use it. You don't want to pigeonhole yourself. So
right, different varieties of singing styles.
Different varieties of singing styles. A lot of you can do spoken words like rapping. You can do shouts and chants and group samples. You can do
pretty and breathy, ethereal stuff.
You want to have it all. So I think that's my number one tip.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's easy to be good at singing and think that you can make a sample pack, but when you have 100 recordings and they all start sounding really similar, that's when you realize that's like where the challenge is. Like how do you make 500 different ways of singing?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Yeah, the mixing and recording, as you guys can see, we're doing really quickly, and you can do it really quickly too. So it's just get creative on how to perform with your voice.
Yeah. Someone mentioned how your automation on the delays and effects really changed the vibe. Dude, I can't stress enough how automation is key when it comes to mixing, because you want to tell a story with your mixing, just like you want to tell a story with your performance. And how I changed the vibe and how I sang differently on each part, you have to be really, really detailed and creative with your takes. You don't want it to be bland.
This is just the automation on the lead. All these red dots means that there's something getting automated.
Exactly.
That's just the lead.
Exactly. All right, let's do one more question, guys.
Final question.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Okay, so if you have an already mastered beat and you have to mix the voice take under it, what's the best way to do it? Keep the beats at the same volume and keep your vocal up, or make the beats down and put everything up at the master? Does that make sense?
The second option.
Okay, so the second option on that one.
Yeah, pull the beat down and so that it matches the volume of your singing, because they
Yes.
probably printed the beat as loud as they could when they put it up on the internet.
Yeah.
And just bring it down to match your voice, and then bring it up with your master chain. And even if yours is clipping, it might be better to just print it clipping than it is to print it through a limiter if you're going to put it on Spotify, because Spotify, obviously with the loofs and the -14 thing, it is a limiter.
Yep.
And it's the final limiter of your song.
Yeah,
So-
Spotify is the final limiter.
Yeah,
That's a good
so
point.
you're going to have 2 limiters on your song, and you don't have control over the second one if you put a limiter on it nowadays. So
Cool. So why don't we just listen to the song one more time so
Yep.
you can hear it and see what we did in the session, and then we're gonna sign out.
I was drinking on the island of Hawaii. I had nothing but the sun up on my body. Just celebrating cause I made a bag of money. Now everyone watching me and I can't stop it. Yeah, every night, every day I wake up, I get paid. Bottom line, it's just the way that I go. Like I'm on top of my game, look at my resume. Look at me, look at me. I got it like a goddess, licking fingertips. I'm irresistible. I just sit back, give you whiplash. Got you asking how'd you get so powerful. And I throw it back and way back up. You gon' want another playback. Throw it back and way back up. You gon' want another playback.
Hey! Amazing. Just turn it down. Let's do our outro.
oh
with the
yeah, we'll
music.
talk over it with the flute.
Once again, thank you so much, Splice, and to the team, Jen, Adam, Michelle, everybody that was involved in making this happen. Reed and I really appreciate it.
Helped us get our OBS streaming software
Oh my God.
and our webcams set up like a couple of idiots.
Literally, you guys are amazing.
Yeah. We would have
once-
never done it without you.
Exactly. Once again, if you don't necessarily know who I am, my name is KARRA. I have a ton of vocal packs on Splice. I have a serum bank on Splice. I have a whole vocal label on Splice. So please check those packs out. If you liked what we did, you should definitely go download them because it's exactly the same mixing. It's the same sound.
Yep.
So yeah, I would really, first of all, I appreciate all of the support on the packs so far because, without you guys, I wouldn't have gotten a plaque for over 1 million downloads on my first one. So I thank you guys
We
again.
all appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. And and thanks to Reed. He's my partner in crime. He has a really great sample pack business himself.
And a
Whole
YouTube
Loops,
channel.
And a YouTube
I'm
channel.
about to start a Twitch, and me and Kara are about to do this.
Yeah, we're gonna do this more. This is a lot of fun.
Yep.
So thank you guys so much, and we'll catch you soon.
Hey.
Peace out.
I'm about to figure that out. Oh, the people at Splice didn't tell us how to end the stream.
Yes, we did. We
No, I'm
did
just
it
kidding.
before.
I have to click, let's see.